The DS7 Crossback enters a market sector that's chock full of talented rivals. It's an interesting car with a well-appointed, classy interior and plenty of eye-catching features. It's spacious too, but it doesn't drive anywhere near as sharply as many rivals. While it may have the exterior dimensions and interior space similar to an Audi Q5, the DS7 Crossback actually rivals smaller models like the Volvo XC40, Jaguar Z-Pace and the BMW X1. So there we have some of the windiest roads I've ever come across. It's like the Healy Pass, but in a slightly bigger mountain range. It's handling it quite well, and there's very little intrusion into the cabin with the engine noise, so that's kind of good too. And it's very good in the motorway. Very little wind noise, very little tire noise. It's just a big comfortable cruise really at the end of the day, with a very luxury feel attached to it. Some absolutely epic views out the window here. It's stunning, but you really have to keep your eyes on the road. There's good visibility all around. There's good visibility from the driver's side. Obviously you're high up, so you get good views in traffic. There's a good turning circle too. Three-quarters view out the back isn't too bad either. As I say, you've got parking sensors to help you with those more awkward maneuvers while you're reversing, but the camera is very good. It gives very good visibility out the rear there too. The corners kind of just drop away. It's very soft edges on it, so you do need to be aware of the size of the car before you start driving it. But I've really enjoyed the spin in the DS7. It's a quality range, it is luxury, it feels luxury, it looks luxury. Let me know what you think of the DS range, I'd be interested to know. The DS7 really adheres to SUV norms and doesn't stray too far from the classic design rulebook. DS have worked really hard in the details to make the 7 stand out. For instance, the LED lights glow purple when you approach the car, and the individual LED elements swivel around when the car is unlocked. The rear lights feature a distinctive diamond design pattern. The diamond design is repeated throughout the car. Compared to previous generation DS cars and their tweaked Citroën designs, the DS7 boasts a far less complicated look, and it's much cleaner in image thanks to the smoother surfacing. The horizontal daytime running lights are placed into an intricate front apron, and they're standard on every model. It's a very good car, it's a very French car, it's a very comfortable car. This styling, this SUV styling, is where the future is going to go. It's where they're going to get their sales from. No more, no less. It's competing against the Germans though, so for the comfort factor, yes. For the design factor, yes. Perhaps missing a little bit of the dynamism we'd like to see that the Germans seem to instill in all of their vehicles. To stand out from those German cars, the DS7 has put suspension that reads the road ahead, plus other technology like night vision and a head-up display on some models. It's not fun on windy roads, it's good on windy roads, it holds it, but very wallowy indeed. I've tried using the sat-nav a few times, it's good. It takes a few goes before it finds exactly where you want, and I've kind of been comparing it to Google Maps. Navigation is offered across all variants, as are the 2 rear USB sockets and an 8-speaker audio system. Wireless charging is also available from the Prestige trim and above. You've got a lot of really nice textures in the cabin. The steering wheel in particular is really, really good. When you wind down the window on the front driver's side, the is there's just a little bit of a lip, so that when you come to toll booths and things like that, you're kind of really resting on it to get your arm out the window. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Bit of a shame. But apart from that, the seats are really comfortable. I really like them. You've got the DS insignia on the back of the headrests. Very comfortable, great air conditioning system as you'd need in Europe at this time of year. The infotainment system is reasonably responsive, which is good. You've got access to your music, sat nav is okay. Can be a little bit laggy sometimes. And then of course, best of all, you've got access to your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto.
The cabin is dominated by a large centre console which pours down seamlessly from the dashboard. Material quality is on par for the premium SUV class, but you'll be disappointed to see that the angular, metallic-looking switchgear lining the centre console is plastic and not metal. Scratchier plastics, however, can be found only if you go looking for them. The DS7 Crossback really focuses on offering a comfortable drive rather than a thrilling one. It's mostly successful, but the ride can be patchy and the engine's a little bit revvy. Like many of its rivals, the DS7 comes with a number of driving modes on the selector. The default mode you really should use is normal, but if you want the active scan suspension to actually work, you have to jab the diamond-shaped drive mode selector and change the comfort. It can feel a little wallowy at speed on motorways too, but flicking the car into sport mode reveals that the DS7 isn't an SUV prepared to be driven swiftly. The engine lineup includes 2 petrol engines and 2 diesel units, along with the E-Tense 4x4 plug-in hybrid. Petrol versions include the 1.2 litre PureTech, delivering 130 or 180 PS, with a manual and auto transmission. The more powerful 1.6 litre PureTech offers 225 PS with an auto gearbox. The 1.5 Blue HDI diesel offers 130 PS and is included across all trim levels, as is the 2 litre variant with 180 PS. The E-Tense is mainly powered by a 1.6 litre turbocharged unit with a hybrid system using a pair of electric motors teamed up to a 13.2 kilowatt battery. This means you get around 50 kilometers of range between top-ups and travel up to speeds of over 100 kilometers per hour in zero-emission mode. The 1.6 litre turbocharged unit makes over 200 brake horsepower on its own. The DS7 Crossback shows us what the French firm's design team can do when presented with a blank sheet of paper. It sits on the PSA Group's EMP2 platform, which is shared with Peugeot's 5008 and Citroën C5 Aircross. Compared to older DS cars and their tweaked previous generation Citroën designs, the DS7 boasts a far less complicated look and is much cleaner in image thanks to the smoother surfacing. The level of space is generous, front and rear. In the back, the floor feels just ever so slightly shallow, but the transmission tunnel is completely flat and doesn't intrude on the middle seat where knee room is still excellent. Opening the tailgate reveals a 555 litre boot, which is accessed by a wide and low opening. It's a generous size for the class, roundly beating the Volvo XC40 and other SUVs with similar footprints such as the Audi Q3 and Range Rover's Evoque. To put things into perspective, the 555 litre space even shades out the larger Audi Q5. The seats don't fold completely flat though, but lowering the back row opens up a large 1,752 litre cargo area. This is an optional modularity pack which introduces a variable boot floor alongside lateral storage spaces and a 12-volt power socket for those picnic days. Additionally, the boot sills are chromed to help protect them. Standard convenience tech includes cruise control with the speed limiter function. You've got traffic sign recognition, hill start assist and rear parking sensors. Performance line adds adaptive LED headlights with high beam assist plus, rear lateral and curtain airbags, while the Prestige gets the advanced safety pack. This includes blind spot detectors, lane keep assist and an extended traffic sign recognition system. Front parking sensors and a reversing camera are added for convenience. The DS7 is spacious and practical with clean engines and a good level of standard equipment. Interior quality is luxurious, but it does have scratchy plastics in places. It's pricey against its rivals, and the grabby brakes and so-so handling bring it down against its German rivals. Overall, this is an extremely comfortable and very well equipped large SUV which stands out from the crowd.